I'm very pleased to welcome Midori Longo from Midori and Audioclique to the programme today. I've got to say, first of all, Midori, it's a great pleasure speaking to you, and I can't believe that you're just 16 and so talented.
Well, thank you.
First of all, Midori, Midori, I presume, is your real name, or is it a stage name?
Well, it's actually my middle name, but a lot of people think that I just made it up. It's my middle name, and my first name is the same name as my mom, so it got so confusing, so they just called me Midori. So
what is your first name?
My name's Christelle.
Oh, right, got you. Longo, let's have a look at your second name, a really strange surname. Where does that originate from?
I think it's Italian. I don't know.
Now, taking into mind that you're only 16 with such a beautiful voice, when did you first start singing? When did you realise that this is what you wanted to do?
Well, I first started singing, really singing in 5th grade, but I didn't really realize that it's what I wanted to do until 7th grade, 8th grade. I don't know. I was still really young, but I don't know. I've been singing since I could talk, because I was born into it with my dad and all. So it's been since I could remember that I was singing, but I knew I wanted to sing just a couple of years ago.
Whilst you were growing up at that very sort of young age and realising that perhaps you wanted to go that way, who did you look up to? Who did you think, well, that's the kind of singer I'd like to be, or that kind of artist?
When I was first getting into rock and all the stuff I listen to now, I was really influenced by Gwen Stefani and No Doubt, and I loved her attitude and her persona. And it's kind of been one of my main influences throughout everything we've been through. One
of the things that all the crew here, and I've got to say first of all that all of us love your music and love the fact that you're very versatile, and you don't stick to one genre as such. All your music is so different. I think I commented on that after your last release. Now, who actually puts all your music together and your songs? Is it yourself or your father, or is it part of the whole band?
A lot of the stuff is actually all the band members contribute in their own way, but the most part it's definitely me and my dad that are mainly writing the songs, and I help to write the lyrics, and I help working on arrangements, and I don't know, it's definitely a joint progress or whatever, but it's a lot of collaboration because my dad's influences are obviously a lot older, and then mine are a lot newer. So when we work together, it's something really different, and I think it's really interesting.
Well, that's why I actually said, is it your dad? Because I believe he was your manager and still is. Is that correct?
Well, we actually have 2 managers now, but yeah, Dad's still one of them.
Which one do you prefer?
Well, I have to prefer my dad because he's, family.
Well, that's rather a nasty question to put to you, because I know your dad's in the background there. But how much of an influence has your dad been on you? I mean, from what you're saying, your dad was obviously involved in music or songwriting in the past.
Yeah, he was actually in the music business for a little while, and then he had to work, and for him it was more, I guess, a side thing. I don't know, I shouldn't really be speaking for him, but definitely as I've been growing up, he is the one who's really influenced me into music, because I mean it's what I have been surrounded by for my entire life. So it's sort of there's eating, breathing, music, sleeping. It's just it's in there with everything else I do.
Now, of course, it's Midori and Audioclique and the rest of the band. Are they roughly all about the same age as you?
They're actually about 20. They're in college. They're older than me, but they're still young. They're still like me. We have the same personality and everything.
Who came first? Was it Midori that came first, or was it the band that came first?
First, it was me and my recordings. I wasn't even a band. I was I was a 6th grade. I was 12, and I was just I had a couple songs on MySpace, and then people wanted us to play for their parties or whatever, and we had no band, so we got a band together, and we rushed to learn the songs, and then that's how we started. That's how we were formed.
Now, I gather, Midori, you're still at high school, are you, or?
I'm actually homeschooled now, but yeah, I'm still a student.
And how do you combine the two? Because obviously, you must spend a lot of time rehearsing and getting songs together and so on. I should imagine you're quite a busy lady at such a young age.
I am pretty busy, and it gets kind of hectic at certain points, but I mean, I definitely have learned how to like manage my time. Like I could go 3 weeks without doing my schoolwork, but I mean I can't do that anymore. But the program I'm doing is really easy and helpful. But I mean I'm busy, but I know how to manage it now, and I definitely am a lot more organized.
And I guess the fact that your dad's your manager and also your dad, he tries to put things into perspective so it's not too much one way or the other.
Exactly.
Because I remember, Midori, when I was a young man, I wanted to be an actor, and my dad used to sit me down and say, no, you've got to get yourself a proper job.
Well, I think with my dad, a proper job is music.
Is you singing?
Yeah, that's pretty much a proper job in this house.
Now, Midori, let's go on to some of your great songs. I mean, my personal favourite is Just How Much. It's such a beautiful song. And in fact, whoever I play that to, you know, because I've downloaded it onto a CD, I'm sorry about that, I hope you don't mind, but I've taken it home and I've played it to my friends and my wife and so on, and everybody is actually quite touched by it. It's a beautiful song. Where did that come from?
My dad actually wrote that song, and just recently, and he tells me that it's actually about my brother who was going through some like pretty heavy times and stuff. But when I'm singing it, I definitely can, I can understand that and I feel that too. But I also, for me, I think of, like my own personal experiences, and I definitely think about like my boyfriend and things I've been through. But I think it's one of those songs where no matter like how old you are or, where you live, who you are, it's a song that you can easily relate to, and I think it's definitely one of our best songs we've done.
Now, you're already becoming, I would say, fairly successful, a long way to go, but, at the age of 16, we always say it on the show, if you're singing like this and you're performing like this at the age of 16, your future is very bright. Now, how do you relate to your peers, people of the same age who perhaps are not involved in the music industry, your friends? What do they think about Midori?
I mean, I think like most of my friends, they don't even like see me as a musician or like a rock star or anything. I mean, I've known most of my friends since like first grade, so to them I'm just the same person that I've always been. I'm not this like hot shot or anything, but then there's new people that I've just met that seem to not be able to get over the fact that I can sing. But I don't know, I haven't met any people, like I'm not famous or anything, so I haven't really met anyone who's like in awe of me. I don't know how I would feel if anyone was. But I mean, my friends, they're just normal people.
Just your friends, I guess, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Motionless, captured in a tattered, faded picture. I hold my breath, remembering